Hello there, lovely people, it's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and today we're going to be talking all about Super Mario Maker 2, and more specifically, a bit of a wobbly issue. Well, it's not really an issue, merely a query. You see, back in Super Mario Maker, the original on Wii U, not really including the 3DS version, then, you know, sort of you could make your levels, you could fanny around with them in your own time, and that was fun, but what was far more interesting was sharing them online so that you could see other people struggle with your ridiculous creations. It was wonderful fun, it made it much more, you sort of learned a lot more from other people playing it, and it really was like the backbone of the whole experience. But with Super Mario Maker 2, there's a crucial ingredient that is missing and won't ever be properly brought back because it's dead. I'm talking about Miiverse. So what are they gonna do? Well, I've got a couple of ideas to say the least. Some of them much more reasonable than others, but sometimes reason isn't fun. But anyway, that's more than enough waffling, let's dive right into things. Yes, in case for some reason you haven't been paying attention for the past 2 years or however long it's been, Miiverse is no more. Which, you know, to a lot of people they might just sort of go, so what, it wasn't a big deal. And I myself, I didn't really use it, but for a lot of people, it was a big deal and they really enjoyed it. And more importantly, it was really integral in sharing Super Mario Maker levels. Yes, you could just write down the code and share it wherever you like, and you're gonna reach a nice broad audience there if you've got enough followers. However, if you didn't, or if you just wanted to, you know, specifically sort of approach Nintendo people with Super Mario Maker, you'd use Miiverse. Also, I'm pretty sure you could download the level directly from Miiverse. Was that a thing? It was a great place to find new levels, and yes, there was the online website that they had for a while. I don't think it's running anymore, although I could be wrong, where again, you could just like, it would have like all the information. It was kind of like its own Miiverse replacement in a way, but we're not going to have that with Super Mario Maker 2, at least Miiverse, because it's dead. I'm sure it's absolutely going to be the case that there's still going to be a code that you can share just by copying it down and writing it in Twitter and stuff like that, and people can type it in and download it that way, because it's a pretty sort of solid Nintendo idea, isn't it? You get a code, you type it in, you sad. It's not the best system by any means, but it does work and it's very universal, and you know, if it's based on the engine of the previous Super Mario Maker, which I imagine it is, I can't really see Nintendo changing that anytime soon. As well, it is also very universal, it is simply text-based, and that is a good. But with a lack of Miiverse, Nintendo is pushing different social media as its primary way of using social media, because Miiverse doesn't exist. It's just saying, oh, I use Twitter and Facebook and that's it. You know, you can share pictures and videos and stuff using the capture button straight to Twitter and straight to Facebook, and that's easily the easiest way to share that kind of stuff on the Switch. Yes, you can like eject the micro SD card, but even Nintendo thought that maybe Twitter and Facebook are popular enough for you to want to use. And I am hoping that that functionality is going to come over to Super Mario Maker 2 as well, so that in the game you can just share your level on Twitter, it'll have all the hashtags and everything, and be like, hey, check out my cool level in Super Mario Maker 2, and it'll have the code, and people can just be like, cool, I'll download that, and do the whole shebang that way. Again, of course, you could just do this manually, but, you know, a little bit of quality of life doesn't go amiss, and to be able to do that in-game would make a big difference, at least it would to me. So codes and Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that, that's how I can see it going, and to be honest, I don't think it's that unreasonable. Maybe the Facebook-Twitter integration is kind of a pipe dream. Maybe you take a screenshot of the, you know, just you looking at your level and you just share that instead, and, you know, you do it through the typical system with screenshots in the Switch UI, but even so, you know, I think codes are probably here to stay, and sharing on Twitter and Facebook is pretty much inevitable, even if you have to do it in a roundabout way. However, I'd like to take things a step further and integrate everyone's favorite system, yes, the Nintendo Switch Online app. It's no secret that the Nintendo Switch Online app is a big pile of poo for anything except Splatoon 2. The voice chat is low quality, you have to be in certain games for it to be supported, and even then, most of the time you can't hear half the people in the room because they're your opponents, and why would you want to hear them? But let's take this little box of prejudice and put it just to one side and think about how this could be used for the good of mankind, or at least the people who play Super Mario Maker 2. Imagine if you wanted to share your creation online, you could just say share via Twitter or Facebook or whatever, and it comes up with a code so people can do it that way, or there's a URL in there as well, and they can click that URL or tap on it. It would probably make most sense when it's on mobile, and then it would come up and it would say, it sort of do that thing where it recognizes the URL and says, do you want to open Nintendo Switch Online app? Do you want to do that? And you go, yes! The app opens and it says, would you like to download this to your Nintendo Switch console? And it has like information about the level and stuff like that. And you just go, yes, or you click install or download or whatever, and then your Switch starts downloading it in the background. I don't think that's really that crazy an idea. Probably have to have Super Mario Maker 2 running, but even so, I don't think it's that bad. Little notification in the top corner saying, download in progress, and then download complete, or, it doesn't take that long, so it'd probably just be like, new level added. Considering Miiverse is dead, I think this would be the next best way to do it. Admittedly, you can't really target just specifically people who own the console, the Switch and stuff like that, which is a shame, but I do think that that would potentially make it even better. Imagine if you were following me on Twitter and you see a tweet from me saying, hey, download, check this out, isn't this a cool level? And you just tap on it and it's like, do you want to download this? And it's that quick. It's just like, and you're like, yeah, boy, and then it downloads the moment you next turn on your Switch with Super Mario Maker 2. That, I think, would be a brilliant way to do it. Really straightforward, really simple, really user-friendly as well, and, sort of child-friendly as well, because it's straightforward. And it would give some use to the Nintendo Switch Online app outside of Splatoon 2, which is never a bad thing. Sadly, I do think this is a bit of a pipe dream, and it's probably not going to happen in that sort of nice, easy-to-use way. It's just going to be codes as it was before, but it's just going to be limited to obviously everything except Miiverse. That being said, Nintendo have been surprising us a lot recently, especially with the Switch. And so if they did do this, oh, you can be certain I'd be a very happy boy, and very happy to be wrong about my predictions. Do you have your own method for how you think Super Mario Maker 2 is going to work when sharing levels on the Nintendo Switch? Let us know down there in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you share that subscribe button in the Nintendo Switch Online app and then question your sanity, and be sure to check out nintendolife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye. But with Super Mario Maker 2, there's something missing. Why am I doing this?